Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5.
At least 28 people have died in western New York State, most of them in Buffalo, and 56 in total as a monster winter storm continues to batter North America. A state official said some people had been trapped in cars for more than 2 days during what was probably the worst storm of their lifetime. Up to 9 more inches of snow are expected in parts of the state. The storm, stretching from Canada to Mexico, has killed 56 people in total. Here, drone footage showing a neighborhood in Buffalo City blanketed in thick snow. People up and down the country have been stranded, with chaos on the roads and thousands of flights cancelled.
So 2 flights got cancelled. We waited in line for about an hour and a half to book another flight at the other airport. So I went from O'Hare to Midway. Stayed in line. That got delayed, got canceled. We found that out at about 1 o'clock this morning. So I've been up all night since yesterday.
Now we're driving back to Austin, 17 hours. So I was able to find a rental car. There was not many, but I was able to find one. So we're going to start back here in a minute, I guess.
The city of Buffalo is impassable in most areas. While mains may have a lane open for emergency traffic or two, most secondaries as well as side streets have not been touched yet. This is primarily because the efforts were going towards opening up areas around hospitals, around nursing homes, around other emergent care locations.
China will scrap quarantine for travellers from the 8th of January, marking the last major shift from the country's zero-COVID policy. After almost 3 years of closed borders, this will reopen the country to those with work and study visas or seeking to visit family. Chinese citizens will also be able to travel overseas. COVID has spread ferociously in the wake of restrictions being lifted. Reports say hospitals are overwhelmed and elderly people are dying. The true toll, daily case counts and deaths, is currently unknown because officials have stopped releasing COVID data. Serbia's Minister of Defense has met soldiers close to the border with Kosovo as Serbia's army is on the highest combat alert following weeks of escalating tensions between Belgrade and Pristina. Footage released by Serbia's defense ministry showed Minister Milos Vučević meeting soldiers and inspecting the army close to the border. The ministry later said Serbia's president had ordered Serbia's army and police to be put on the highest alert due to its belief that Kosovo was preparing to attack Serbs and forcibly remove roadblocks installed on roads in the north of the country. A sister of the alleged ringleader of a failed coup attempt in the Gambia has called for his release, saying he was not involved in any plot. Lance Corporal Sana Federa was arrested after the government accused him of masterminding an attempted coup. 2 more officers were detained over the weekend, bringing the number of arrests to 7 over the alleged plot. The Ocean Viking charity vessel has rescued 113 migrants on board an overcrowded boat off the North African coast during a night operation. Among the rescued people, there were 3 infants, the youngest a 3-week-old, with 23 women, some of them pregnant, and 30 unaccompanied minors on board. A fire has broken out at a 2-story chemical plant in Tokyo, spreading to nearby buildings. Footage posted on social media showed a massive blaze and heavy smoke rising from the building. The chemical factory manufactures liquid soap. The fire then spread to nearby buildings, and a total of 5 buildings have so far been burnt down. And dozens of runners have joined the 22nd annual Roast Goose Digestion Run in Berlin, aiming to burn all the calories after holiday celebrations. Roast goose is a traditional Christmas food in Germany, served with red cabbage, kale and potato dumplings. With the co-organizer dressed as Santa leading the group, a mock goose in his hands, participants ran for 5 kilometers until they arrived at a small cabin where they were rewarded with mulled wine and pastries.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.